Hello! It's been a little bit since I've done one of these videos that is an app update. I think the last one was 3-ish months ago. A lot happens in 3 months. The last update I made, we introduced 2 new team members. And this update has got a lot of stuff that I want to go over too. So we're making an app, as you know, and let's talk about how that's going. It's going extremely well. We launched beta last week and that's going really, really well. We're really happy with that and getting users on board and using the app. And this beta is going to run until the middle of August. And once August hits, we'll be introducing some new privacy standards, which I'll go into later, and the development of the app will continue on, and we'll launch a phase 2 beta testing stage where you'll be able to use the app all the way up until 1.0 release. But on that, let's show you the app because that is the most exciting thing. This is it. This is where it loads up after you log in and sign up. And so you've got welcome, Josh, that's me. You've got your recent roles that you've got there. You've got your create, view, continue. You've got your cameras, and then you've got just some settings here. You can click on need help, and it's just got like, yeah, you capture image. Then you can input the NOSSAFLEX data, and then you use that data to rename your film scans. So how does it work? So we've got a camera. You have to put in a camera in order to use the app. So I've got in here my 𝗙𝗶𝗹𝗺, and then we can click on create a role. 𝗙𝗶𝗹𝗺, we're shooting Cine Still 800T, create. That puts it into our recent roles. And so now we've got our film stock ISO, and we've got the date that it is active from. And we've got a shot. Let's make it 1/500 5.0, and it was a 50mm focal length. We can double click on that, and then we can just see a more detailed and nicer view of our shot. And that's kind of it. You can see here the other roll. I've actually done a complete roll of 35mm film in here, and you can go in, you can take a look at everything individually, and then you can view your rolls. And so if I wanted to, I could click on roll 1, it'll export and it will send the data to my email. And then I go to my emails, and you can see here that I've got the roll, the film stock that I use, the format that it is, and the camera. So I leave that as the folder name, and then I've got all of the shots that I had here, and I just copy and paste these onto the film scan file names, and we're good to go. That's the app. That's what it does right now. It's important that it does those functions, and I think it's doing them really well. And so currently we've got people testing this, and that's super exciting. We're testing it. So yeah, that's it, and that is the basis of what the iOS app is shaping up to be. So the next part, privacy. Privacy is a big one for us, especially me. Like, it's definitely becoming this thing that users need to be in control of. And as a user myself, 1 of the app, but 2 of plenty of things, Facebook, Instagram, a million of the other sites that I've signed up for. Personal information, regardless what it is important, and you need to have control over what you provide the developer, the company that is collecting your data. So believe it or not, our apps collect data. And we need to collect the data and put it in a database so that we can use it across multiple apps and access it in different ways. That being said, it is not imperative that we are able to literally log in and read your data. That's not something that we need to do. The way that our current system works is we've got a database with Google, and Google has given us this space to store data, and before it gets saved onto their servers, it gets encrypted. So your data comes to us, it gets encrypted, and then it goes to Google, so they don't know what the data is. Great, that's one level of security, and it ends with us. But we want to implement that for you. We want you to have the option to be able to toggle on whether you encrypt your data to us or not, up to you. So when the data gets uploaded to our database, it's already encrypted, so we don't know who you are, we don't know your email, we don't know your name, we don't know any of the NOSSAFLEX data that you've put in, we don't know your roles, we don't know anything unless you choose to share that with us. And we think that's pretty easy to add in. It's really not essential that we need to know how you use the app and what you're doing. Of course, it's kind of beneficial, but it's not integral to the process. We just need to be able to reference and manipulate that data for you. Our app does that for you. We create the functions that are able to do that. Your phone will be the key to unlock that data and decrypt it. And all the functions happen within inside the app. So the database is just literally storing information. So whether we can see it or not, doesn't really matter. And so whether you need to know about that or not, I don't know. I'd rather be transparent about it than try and hide what we're trying to do. So yeah. And the last thing is the web app. You may have heard me talk about this before. I talked about this in our app update number 1 all those months ago, and that was close to the start of the year. And so now we're actually starting to develop that idea and make that a reality too. We think it completes the experience of the NOSSAFLEX app and what we're trying to do. You can think of our mobile apps as the place that you go, and input data, store, log, record, whatever you want to call it. That's the place where you go in and save all of that data. Although you can view it and certain aspects of it, it is made more for recording and logging than it is for viewing and sorting. The web app is the opposite way around. Although you can input and edit certain things, it's not made for that. You are able to view and sort your data in what I would hope is complex ways. So if you wanted to, you can obviously search through cameras, you can obviously search through individual roles, you can search through film stocks. We hope to implement that kind of basic functionality into the app, but being able to search for every shot with a shutter speed of 1/250th. All right, that's something that's a little bit. What about every shot that's a shutter speed of 1/250th that was the 4th shot on that roll? So now every roll with a shot number 4 that has 1/250th, maybe you can see the similarities between that. We want to be able to give you the option and access to your data so that you can learn from your patterns, your experience, the way that you record data, the way that you photograph. Are there certain things that you like to do? For instance, what is the most popular shutter speed, or what is the most popular aperture or shutter speed that I use with my Leica M6? Okay, I tend to do this, this, and this with my... That's what it's for. When you input data into the app, the more data you put in, the bigger your personal database becomes. And having a personalized database for your film photography is extremely valuable. And we want to be able to give you a web app that's able to utilize that data as a database so that you can learn whatever you want from it. And so we think that completes the experience of our NOSSAFLEX app, and it's important that we release those at the same time, we think. So the iOS app will go into a stage 2 beta with those new privacy standards in place, hopefully about a month and a half after the first stage is done with the beta. And once we're in that stage will remain until 1.0 release, so you'll be able to use the app all the way up until we release the first version. And then hopefully when we release that first version, the web app will also be ready so that we've kind of got this complete experience for you ready to go. And hopefully that is by 2021. that's the third app update. Any questions, thoughts, ideas, leave them below. Email us, join the Discord server. There's plenty of ways that you can contact us. Instagram. We want to talk to you. We want to hear what you have to say. We want to read what you have to say, because although we are making this for us, this is why we came up with the idea. The majority of people are you. Just everyday users who are using the app. So if there's something that you would like it to do, you want to show your appreciation, you want to show your hate, I don't really care what it is, I always want to know. Because it gets us thinking and it gets us learning. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully next week we're kind of back into the theme of the other videos that I've been posting. But this is important, I had to put this out. And I'll talk to you soon.